So formal marketing, if you look at in an organization, it is done by sales managers, salesmen, advertising managers, marketing research managers, or customer service managers, or product managers, or it can be your marketing vice president. Now, having looked at the formal definition of marketing, let us now look at some concepts which are there in marketing management. The first concept that you have to look at when you are looking at marketing is what is called the product concept. What is this product concept? The product concept states that consumers will respond favorably to good products that are reasonably priced and little marketing effort is required to achieve satisfactory sales and profits. What does that mean? It means that you are having a good product. When you are having a good product, the organization or the producer of the product thinks that marketing is not required in that sense to sell this product. It will sell on its own. That is a product concept. So because the consumer knows about your product, and when the consumer knows about your product and he knows that it is a good product, he will respond favorably to it. Contrast this with the production concept. What is a production concept? You produce a mass of this particular product. That is a large number of this product. That is, you are producing in bulk volume. When you are producing in bulk volume, what is likely to happen? The result is the cost per unit of this product is likely to come down. So there is a product concept where the organization thinks that the consumers will respond favorably to good products that are reasonably priced and little marketing effort is required to achieve satisfactory sales and profits. In contrast to this, the production concept looks at bulk volume and lower cost. You produce in a mass cycle, the cost will come down. When it cost will come down, so it is likely to attract the customer. This is what the organization might think. Okay. Compared to that, what is the selling concept? The selling concept says that consumers will normally not buy enough of company's products unless they are approached with a substantial selling and promotion effort. So this can be appreciated by taking a few examples. It is especially true for many unsought goods. That is, the consumer does not require this good in the real sense. It can be in the present day circumstance. Look at the encyclopedias. How many of the individuals go through an encyclopedia? Suppose you are given the unenviable task of selling these encyclopedias. It is quite a hard task. So nobody wants to buy these encyclopedias and they are priced fairly high. So what could be your potential marketplace for these encyclopedias? It can be the libraries of well-known institutions, and there also when you approach these well-known institutions to stock your encyclopedia, again you have to sell this encyclopedia. There may be another person who is selling the same encyclopedias in a different form. So even these unsought goods, you have to do a lot of selling before your product moves. The very good example for this is the other example for this is your selling of this life insurance policy. So you find many of these life insurance policy agents finding it very hard to sell their insurance policies to customers. So they have to keep on telling this prospective customer that, look, you may be healthy now, you have got a family to support. Suppose something goes wrong, then what will you do? Make an insurance policy. For that, during that time when your family requires it so badly, this insurance policy is going to come handy and useful, for which the consumer or the prospective consumer may say, this insurance policy is giving me very low returns. Why should I make this insurance policy? If I go in for different options which is available in the marketplace, I will get better returns, for which the insurance agent should have a satisfactory answer which can convince this individual. Now take the example of the American automobile industry. So you can walk into an automobile showroom, you can pick a car of your choice, you can walk out with a car. The car is yours and the sale is done very fast. Now in order to make this sale, you go to a a well-known company showroom in any of the cities in the United States, you find there is no one in that showroom. You are entering that showroom. It looks as though you are the only person in that showroom with so many cars around. So you see the different cars which are exhibited, and when you see the different cars, one product or one exhibited product model might catch your attention. You may try to spend a few more minutes looking at this model, saying, what does this model have to offer me? What are the types of features which it is going to offer? So you spend 3 to 4 minutes looking at this car, saying, what a beautiful car. So when you are spending this time, you find that one person is approaching you. From where he approaches you, you are yourself not sure. Hey, where did this person come? But the person has come and is standing by your side. He tells you, sir, this car can accelerate from 0 to 100 within a few seconds, and it can provide you all these types of facilities. It can zoom, it has so many gears, it has an auto function, it has this, that, all those types of things. When he gives you this type of product features, you may be taken in by this seller, that is, who is selling this product for you, and then you may just wonder. The last thing that you may normally do is look at the price tag. For all these features, what is the price? That price may look a little beyond your reach, but this seller is well prepared for this situation. He may ask you, sir, can you give your credit card? We will tell you what could be the best EMI options available for you. So in a typical market situation in the United States, that credit card gives the seller what is the salary packet of the individual, what are all the types of EMI options which he has already exercised, and what could be a reasonable EMI option for this particular product. So you may find that this person, the seller, is coming out with an EMI option saying, sir, you can afford to give this much of EMI for this particular car. So you are almost psyched out by this individual, and you wanted this car, and this seller has given you all these types of options, which is more or less making you to go in for the car, and you will find that, okay, this deal is done. I am walking away with the car. So with all that, you can choose your nameplate also in the car. So this is not just giving the numbers, registration numbers, but it can give additional features also. This is normally referred to in the American parlance, that is the automobile industry parlance, as psych him out. So, but this is not the method of marketing